as per yesterday's message, I told you that I will start next chapter, projection of solids, orthographic projection of solids. Now, so before going to draw the problems on projection of solids, you must understand the basics of solids, types of solids. Okay, what are their nomenclature, like in planes. So I have given one first lecture on planes, that is the naming of plane surfaces, that is a corner, edge. Okay, in the case of pentagon, bisector means what, altitude means what, base means what, in isosceles triangle. In that way, same way in solids, the position of solids with respect to both Vp HP, when it is inclined to both Vp and HP, so it will be explained in terms of some nomenclature, some information you should know about the solids. So first of all, what is solid? Solid is a one, it is a three-dimensional object. Okay, it is bounded by plane surfaces, bounded by plane surfaces from top, bottom and side. So okay, it is a solid surface, and there are different types of solids are available. Okay, that is a regular polyhedra, solids of revolution. Okay, so in that way, polyhedra means what, it is a poly means many, so it is bounded by so many plane surfaces. If the plane surfaces are whatever bonding is done, if they are regular, then it is called regular polyhedra. If the plane surfaces bonded are there are random, so it's called as a irregular polyhedra. In that way, it is a okay, the naming is done, right? So now I want to explain about the types of solids, its nomenclature. Then we'll move on to the different types of. Then move on to the how the solids can be positioned with respect to both Vp. Like in planes, we are explaining the position of the plane surface initially. Surface parallel to both Vp HP. Okay, parallel surface parallel to HP and normal to Vp. In that way, surface inclined to both VPHP. So different conditions like in lines and planes. Same way here also in solids, the position, initial position is explained with respect to axis of the solid, axis of the solid. So okay, so this is about the solid. Now I'll tell you what is the solid, how many types of solids are there, that I'll tell you, and then we'll go to the different types of solids and how their nomenclature is done, that we'll see. Now see here, the solid, what is solid? Solid is a three-dimensional object having what I told just now. Solid is a three-dimensional object having a length, breadth and thickness. It is completely bounded by surface or surfaces which may be curved or plane surfaces. Shape of the solid is described by drawing its two orthographic views, usually on the two principal planes, that is the HP and VP. Okay, so the types of solids here, he has mentioned here types of solids, you can see here. So here types of solids, polyhedra, solution. Polyhedra means what here? See, polyhedra is defined as a solid bounded by planes called faces. They are called as a faces. Planes means faces which meet in a straight line called edges. Called edges. So if you see, observe here. So this is the edge. These are the, this is the called as edge. This is called as a plane. Plane means it is surface face. Okay, this is the example here. Okay, now see edges, right? So polyhedra, what are polyhedra? There are different types of polyhedras available. Solid, she has mentioned here in the bottom here, solid having top and base same shape. The solids having a top and base same shape, those are called, and they are bounded by, they are bounded by rectangular faces. You can see here rectangular faces means this rectangular face here. See, this is rectangular face, this portion, this is rectangle, this is rectangle face, and bounded by triangle. See, this triangle, this is triangle, this is square, this is square. So in that way it is a bounded by rectangle faces. So such solids are called as a prisms, called as a prisms. Now see, you can see this is a triangular prism, this is a square prism, second one triangular prism, square prism. Okay, this is the pentagonal prism, hexagonal prism. If you have an octagon, it becomes octagonal prism. In the, if you have a rectangular face, it becomes rectangular prism. That way it is different type solids are available. Okay, next, come to the next part here, polyhedra, pyramids. Pyramids are what here? Pyramid solids having a base of some shape, maybe rectangle, maybe square, maybe pentagon. You can see here, maybe triangle, maybe square, maybe pentagon, maybe hexagon, maybe octagon, in that way. But other end is what? The shape, and just a point as a top called apex or vertex. We call this vertex. Okay, and these are bounded by triangular faces here. Triangular faces. They are triangular. They are in prisms. Suppose if I draw, this is a. Suppose if I draw here, this is what here. This is a square prism. Okay, this is a square shape. This is bottom is square shape. But here it is a meeting at a point apex. So is it triangle? Is it rectangle? So in that way it is. Okay, these are the triangular pyramid. Okay, square pyramid, pentagon pyramid, hexagon pyramid, and these pyramids are there for your syllabus. Okay, up to hexagon pyramid, not octagon is not there. Okay, next, coming to the next part, polyhedra. Now, what is nomenclature of how the naming is done of the prism and pyramid, that I'll show here. So that what I was wanted to tell you. See here. Now, if you observe here, if I show here, this is the prism. Okay, this is the prism. Now this is the prism. This example here is taken square prism. It is a square prism. Sorry. Now it is a top face. So when I keep in this way, this becomes top. This becomes a base, edge of base. So okay, now this is the base. This is top and base. Then this water, this axis, this is called as the imaginary line. This one is called axis, passing from center of top face to center of bottom face. It is a axis, and these are called corners. This is the corner. So sometimes corner of base, okay, base corner they'll call it as. Now this is what? Longer edge. It's called as a longer edge. See, this is the longer edge. This is the longer edge. Longer edge. These are longer edges. 4 longer edges. And at back side you have longer edge. It is a hidden. It is a hidden. Okay, and this is called the edge of base. See here, this is important for your problem. This is the edge of base, and this is the corner of base. So usually the solid rests on these things only. Edge of base, corner of base, and axis is important. And this is this portion I am making dark here. This is called rectangular face. Okay, there it has got 4 rectangular faces. As it is a square prism, it has got 4 rectangular faces. So this is the naming. So this is called base. Bottom is base. This is top. If I reverse it, this portion becomes base. This becomes a top. In that way it is a, okay. So this is the base. This is the top. Next, in same way here in the pyramid, so what changes there? It is called base. This portion is called as base. Okay, this is the base, and top one is apex or vertex, and this is called as a edge of base, and this is called corner of the base or base corner. And these lines drawn from apex to the bottom corner, see, corner of base, these lines, these are called as a slant edges, okay. And this portion bounded by triangular face, I am showing here, this portion is triangular face. This is called a triangular face. It's called a triangular face, and this is called as a, which actually it is hidden here. It is not shown by line here. It should come in this way. So this is behind this line. So it is the axis. Axis is important. Axis drawn from apex to the center of the base. So these nomenclature, these naming you should remember. This is very important for the solids problem. Square prism example. Now same way, if I take a pentagonal prism, so it becomes in this way. If I draw pentagonal prism here, so pentagonal prism in this way. The pentagonal prism, say it is a, so it comes in this way. Same here, on this is top, this is bottom base, this is the longer edges, rectangular face, is top face, and this is called a base corner, in that way. So one example he has mentioned here. Okay, it is a mention polyhedra. Next comes a solids of revolution. There are 2 categories, polyhedra and solids of revolution. Means what? Solids of revolution means what here? When solid is generated by revolution of plane figure, this is important. Means what? About a fixed line or axis, then it is named as solids of revolution. Means what? For example, cylinder. This is a cylinder. Okay, this is cylinder. This is the cone. This is a sphere. These 3 are called as solids of revolution. How? Now see here. Suppose I'll show somewhere here. Now see, if I draw a rectangle, plane surface, and if I rotate this rectangle about this, say this is this line. So if I rotate it, it will create circle. So this whole plane rotates. So it creates cylinder. It creates a cylinder. I hope you can understand. Okay. Same way, cone. If I rotate triangle, right angle triangle about one edge, this edge or this edge. If I rotate about this edge, it will create like this. So the surface is curved shape. Okay, sphere how you get? See, sphere how you get? So if I rotate half circle about this diameter, so it will create sphere. It will create a sphere. That's why these are called as the solids of revolution. Solids of revolution: cylinder, cone, and sphere. So you are going to draw solids. So in the as per syllabus, you are going to draw problems on only cone. No cylinder problems are. Cylinder problems are there in the development next chapter. So only problems are there on cone here. Okay. Next. Now see, solids of revolution means what? How is the nomenclature of the done here in solids of revolution? Suppose this is cylinder. So what is done here? Now see here. This is what? This is called axis, center line. From center of top circle to bottom circle. Okay. Then this is called base, and this is called top face. It's not mentioned here. It is top face. And these lines, what I am showing, these are called as a wherever here also called generators. Called as a generators means what? They are imaginary. These are the imaginary lines. So when I rotate rectangle about one side, about edge, in this way it will create in this way. So it will create in this way. So it is this line rotates about 360 degrees. So this will create generators. It is imaginary generators. So the imaginary lines we are considering. Same way for a cone here, it is having only base and top is apex or vertex, and it is a curved surface. It is a curved surface. Again here a triangle, if I revolve here about this edge, it will create a cone. So these are called generators. So naming of this cylinder very easy: axis, base, and generators. Very easy here. Okay, this is about the naming. Next, to understand and remember various solids in this subject properly, those are classified and arranged in the two major groups. Okay, so what are two major groups here that I'll show here? Group A, solids having top and base same shape. Solids having top and base same shape. This is the first group. This group A, under this cylinder, all prisms, triangular, square, pentagonal, hexagonal prisms comes, and cube comes. What is cube? I hope you understand. Cube is also called a hexahedron. Technical name is called as a hexahedron. So it is having a 6 square surfaces. It is having a here 6 square surface. In this way it is cube. It is having a 6 square surfaces. Okay. So this is a group A. Next, group B, solids having a base of some shape and just a point as a top called apex or vertex. These are common. These are what? Cone, which is having apex here. Pyramids, triangular pyramid, square pyramid, pentagonal pyramid, hexagonal pyramid. So pyramid is here. See, it is having apex. Okay, and tetrahedron is another example here. It is a tetrahedron comes under a group B. So tetrahedron means what? Solid having 4 triangular faces. So it is in this way. Tetrahedron means tetra means 4. In this way it is. So in this way it is. Okay. If I draw a dotted line here, dotted line it is. So this is one triangle. This is another triangle, and okay, back side one triangle and bottom one triangle. 4 triangles it is having, and all these triangles are equilateral triangles. Equilateral tetrahedron. Okay, equilateral triangles. That's why it's called tetrahedron. Okay, again tetrahedron problems are there. Okay, in your syllabus, right? So next, coming to the dimensional parameters of different solids. Same way what I explained. Same thing here. So here now he has shown here dimensional parameters. What are dimensional parameters here? That we'll see now. Now see here, I shown for a prism, top and bottom one is the base, and this is called edge of base. Okay, edge of base, corner of base. So longer edge, this is the longer edge. This is a rectangular face. So these are important. And when you come to the pyramids, so it is bottom one is called the base. If it is square, it is called square pyramid. If it is a pentagon, it is called pentagon pyramid. If it is a hexagon, it is called as a hexagon pyramid. And top one is the apex. And this is called slant edge. And this is called triangular face. And this is again here edge of base and corner of base. And here in cylinder, so cylinder having a top one is top base and bottom base, and it is having a base here mentioned here. So it is other lines are generators. It doesn't have any longer edge or rectangular face here. So it is a curved surface. So that's why he has mentioned generators. Imaginary lines generating curved surface of cylinder and cone. This is in cone we call apex. This is the base. Okay, and these are what called frustums. Now it is not required for you, but you need in next chapter. Frustums means what? Section of solids here mentioned here. First part you see here, section of solids. Top and base not parallel. Top and base are not parallel. Means what? Means what here? See here. That is means see, this is a cone. Cone cut at an angle. Cut at an angle. And which is not parallel to the base. This is called a, okay, section of solids. Called a section of a solid. This is called truncated solids. Called as a truncated solids. Remember. And this one is what you are going to see here. This part here it is a, this is a frustum. So here the sectioning is done parallel to the base. This is say this base is the, this is the base, this is parallel to the base. This is cut parallel to the base. So these are called as a frustums. Frustums of solids, frustums of cone, frustum of pyramid, frustum of okay, pyramid. Frustum of prism will not come because prism, if you cut at any anyway parallel to the base anywhere, it looks same shape. It will not change, the shape will not change. If I cut this, say if I cut the square prism, what you are seeing here, if I cut half the way somewhere here, if I pass it, okay, half the parallel to the base, it looks in same shape. That's why we will not cutting any prisms. Only cone and sorry, pyramids. Okay, this is a frustum of cone and pyramid, top and base parallel to each other. This is the one. Next, important comes here. Now the position here. Standing on HP. See, one example he has taken, cone example he has taken. Standing on HP on its base means what? This is the front view. Okay, standing on base. The cone, I hope you imagine the cone 3D now. You have to imagine 3D now. So here what is happening? See here, the axis is perpendicular to HP. Perpendicular to HP here. Okay, and parallel to VP. Parallel to VP. If I keep this cone on HP, so if I show in 3D here, this is the cone I kept. So this axis is axis. This is the axis. I show axis by different color. Say this is the axis. This axis is parallel to VP here. See, and it is normal to HP. Normal to HP. This is the position. Okay. Another way is that if I keep in another way, if I keep in VP like this, if I keep this same solid in VP like this, in this way, it will be in this way. So what happens? This is the axis. Axis is parallel to HP and axis is normal to VP. Axis is normal to VP. Okay. And second position here, resting on HP. See, when I tilt this solid in this way, what happens? It rests on one corner here. See, this is one corner or edge. It depends upon the solid it is. Rest here. It will rest on HP. And axis inclined to HP. Axis inclines to HP. And axis remains parallel to VP. Remains parallel to VP. It is like this. So in this way. Okay, same solid, if I take a different color, if I rotate this in this way, resting on one corner here. So what happens? This is the axis. This axis inclines to HP and this axis remains parallel to VP. Remains parallel to VP. Okay, this is the condition. Okay, now here third position he has mentioned, laying on HP. Laying on what? If I tilt this solid completely such that this edge, I am showing here by green line here, this edge completely, this line completely comes on HP. This is laying on HP. This is another condition. On generator why is mentioned? Because he has considered example as cone here. That's why he has ring generator, because one of generator. Axis is inclined. Here also axis inclines to HP. Axis inclines to HP and remains parallel to VP. Completely falling down on the HP. Okay. Now here this whatever second position he has shown, top view is look like a triangle, because this is not there for our syllabus, so don't bother about it. Why? Because here we are keeping solid completely on HP. All problems we are going to solve by keeping solid on HP. Like in planes, you have to draw true shape of lamina, HP or VP, you have to decide, no. Now here there is no question of deciding to you have to keep this solid in Vp or HP. Every problems what you are going to solve keeping a solid on HP only. So that means the top case is considered for your syllabus. Bottom case is this thing. Okay, bottom this thing you can go through that bottom case if you want. Okay, so next. Now here this is important steps to solve the problems. Okay, now here three things you have to remember. What are those three things here? I'll just explain here now. If we're going to this slide here, see, one is now I hope you imagine the solid. You can imagine the solid here. Okay, so solid, it is resting on HP. Just take a example of cone is you can imagine very easily, or you can imagine square prism. Imagine, okay, it is resting on HP. In 3D you imagine resting on HP on its base. So when I tilt it, the axis, if I keep it on HP on base, axis is parallel to VP and normal to HP. One condition. If I keep the solid on VP on its base, axis is parallel to HP and normal to VP. And if I keep the solid on HP on its base on HP cone, if I just tilt it little bit slightly, then what happens? Axis becomes inclined to HP and parallel to VP. And then parallel with VP, if I remove it, axis inclines to both VP and HP. So that is shown here. So now I'll show here that is here. Now first group B cone problem he has taken. So it is what? This is resting on HP. This case is resting on HP. Just simply resting on HP, and front view is a triangle. It looks like triangle, and top view is a circle. Top view is a circle. When I tilt this solid, sorry. When I tilt this solid in this way, what happens? It becomes inclined to HP and remains parallel to VP. Okay, then this parallelity, now see here, if I show the axis, if I draw axis here also, if I show in zoom okay, sorry, if I zoom it, if I show you here, so this is the axis inclined to HP, and the same axis can be shown here. Now it's like line, axis inclined to HP and is parallel to VP. Now this axis parallelity with VP, whatever is there, if I tilt the solid in this way towards you or away from you, then what happens? It becomes inclined to both VP and HP. Then third position, axis inclined to VP. Second position, axis inclined to HP. Third position, axis inclined to VP. So that means what? It is inclined to both VP and HP. So if I take another here example, now see here cylinder, if I take just for understanding, this diagram is there. Okay, so now we can see here this is kept on HP. Axis vertical it is vertical to HP and parallel to VP. So front view is a cylinder. If you see from front, it looks like a rectangle, and top view is a circle. Then if I tilt in this way, axis makes angle with HP, and this is the top view. So when I tilt it, when I look from top, it looks in this way. Okay, so axis parallel to VP. Now and then if I this axis whatever is there, if I tilt, if I disturb it parallel with VP like this, in this way or this way, what happens? This comes in this way. What happens? The axis becomes inclined to VP also, inclined to HP. The axis becomes inclined to HP also. This is the condition. Okay, I hope you understood this concept. Now I'll stop here because my time. Okay, MB may increase of video, so I'll come back once again with the problem. You go through this. Thank you.